One thing I don't like about chocolate is that the color isn't really attractive, but whatever you prepared with chocolate is going to come out absolutely delicious. So here guys, my yummy chocolate chin chin. So the first thing I did was to pour about 300 grams of flour into a bowl, added a half teaspoon of baking powder, then enough sugar. I added enough sugar because I was going to use an unsweetened chocolate, so I added a pinch of salt. And here comes my baking milk flavor. I used enough milk flavor and powdered milk at the end of the video. And also scoop in your chocolate cocoa powder. Of course, cocoa powder. I have about 2 scoops of cocoa powder into my flour. This is actually an unsweetened cocoa powder, so you need enough sugar, a lot of sugar, to make it sweet and come out tasty. So go ahead and mix. These are the dry ingredients I'll be using, so go ahead and mix it thoroughly until it is probably combined just the way you can see here in this video. Once you are done mixing your dry ingredients, go in with your margarine or butter. I actually use margarine. It's a salted butter, so I use the margarine. Go ahead and mix until it is well combined with the flour. Once you are done mixing your margarine and you ensure that it becomes crumbly with your flour, go in with your water. We actually need a very little water, and we'll be adding this water little by little because we wouldn't want to have too much water in our dough. Go ahead and add your powdered milk at this time. Add more water if the water is not enough. And of course guys, you need your extra flour handy because you wouldn't want to have too much water around your dough. At this point, my dough is properly mixed. I'm just going to keep this aside for about 10 minutes to set. While I'm waiting for it to set, go ahead and prep my work table by sprinkling some flour on margarine. I use flour for this recipe. Go ahead and sprinkle some flour on your work table while I wait for my 10 minutes to elapse. Here is my dough. I have to cut this into two so that I'll have it well flattened. Go ahead and flat with your rolling pin just the way you can see in this video. If you have your dough coming to your rolling pin, then you need to add more water or more flour or more margarine so that it will come out. Your rolling pin can come out easily when you want to remove it from the rolling stick. So at this point guys, I have to roll out my dough as much and as flat as possible because guys, we are making a crunchy chin chin. And you know what guys, this chin chin came out so crunchy and light. I love it. It is actually one of the best chin chin I have made in my life guys. So at this point, I was almost done rolling out my dough. We need it to be very flat and as smooth as possible, and of course equal size. Go ahead and cut it. I actually use a chin chin cutter. It is actually easy to use chin chin cutter when you are cutting your chin chin, but you can use knife if you do not have a chin chin cutter. Go ahead and cut and pack it out. Here I have my hot oil on the fire already. I'm just going to pour in my already sliced chin chin into my hot oil and go ahead and separate the chin chin with my spoon, spatula or fork, whatever you decide to use. Go ahead and separate it because if you don't separate it, it won't come out nice. So at this point, it's ready.